സുഹൃത്തുക്കളെ, വളരെയേറെ അഭിമാനത്തോടെ ഈ വർഷത്തെ നമ്മുടെ ചീഫ് ഗസ്റ്റ് ബഹുമാനപ്പെട്ട റവറൻഡ് ഫാദർ അലക്സാണ്ടർ കുര്യൻ അച്ഛനെ മാന്യ സദസ്സിന് പരിചയപ്പെടുത്തുവാൻ ഞാൻ വളരെയേറെ ആഗ്രഹിക്കുന്നു. അച്ഛൻ്റെ ദീർഘമായ ബയോഡേറ്റയും നീണ്ടുപോകുന്ന ഉന്നത പദവികളും അതിലുപരി ആധ്യാത്മിക പ്രവർത്തനങ്ങളെയും സംഗ്രഹിക്കുവാൻ ഒരു ആത്മാർത്ഥ ശ്രമം നടത്തുകയാണ് ഞാനിവിടെ. ആലപ്പുഴ ജില്ലയിലെ പള്ളിപ്പാടി എന്ന സ്ഥലത്ത് മിസ്റ്റർ കോശി കുര്യൻ ആൻഡ് മിസ്സസ് പെണ്ണമ്മ കുര്യന്റെ ഇളയ മകനായി ജനിച്ച അച്ഛൻ ഹൈസ്കൂൾ വിദ്യാഭ്യാസത്തിന് ശേഷം ഈ നാട്ടിലെത്തി 1983 ഡീക്കനായി ഓർഡർ ചെയ്യപ്പെടുകയും സെന്റ് ഗ്രിഗോറിയസ് ഓർത്തഡോക്സ് ചർച്ച് ഓഫ് ഗ്രേറ്റർ വാഷിംഗ്ടണിൽ 18 വർഷങ്ങൾ വികാരി അച്ഛനായി സേവനമനുഷ്ഠിക്കുകയും ചെയ്തു. 50 രാജ്യങ്ങളിൽ ശുശ്രൂഷ നടത്തിയിട്ടുള്ള അച്ഛൻ ആധ്യാത്മിക, സാമൂഹിക, രാഷ്ട്രീയ മേഖലകളിൽ വിലയേറിയ സംഭാവന നൽകിക്കൊണ്ട് തനതായ ഒരു വ്യക്തിമുദ്ര തന്നെ പതിപ്പിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ട്. In addition to theological studies of Master of Philosophy and Master of Divinity, Achan also has a MBA and a Master of Science in Strategic Planning and many more. Achan has been recognized for his exceptional contributions with multiple awards such as Excellence in Innovation, Secretary of Defense Appreciation, World Indian Association Government Award, Extraordinary Contribution in Iraq and Afghanistan recognition, and 18 other awards for his exceptional performance from Department of State and many more. Achan is working for US Department of State since 1999, and in September 2014, Achan was appointed as the Deputy Associate Administrator for the Office of Government-wide Policy. Achan is responsible for developing and implementing an effective government-wide policies and guidance to provide a structured framework for agencies to achieve effective management process for government assets. His office also manages several inter-agency committees to promote best practices, transparency, accountability, and provide advice as mandated by Federal Advisory Committee Act. Achan has over 30 years of experience in international real estate with over $120 billion transactions and consultation in over 147 countries. Achan is happily married to Mrs. Anna of Kairali House and blessed with 3 children, Alicia, Natasha, and Elijah. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Reverend Father Alexander Kurien in giving a Christmas and New Year message for us.
I really appreciate the kind words, and more than I knew of myself, as she read from public websites. But in terms of Baltimore and Washington, I'm not a stranger. I moved to Baltimore, serving St. Thomas Orthodox Church in Baltimore back in '89, if I'm not mistaken. Subsequently took on the responsibility also of St. Gregorius in Washington. So, in terms of knowing, I have plenty of friends in Baltimore metro area, and except the newcomers as well as the younger generation, I'm still meeting them as often as possible. So it is with great honor and privilege and true blessing that I'm standing in front of you this evening as your guest, but I'm not a guest, I'm part of this Kairali. I've been part of this Kairali since '89. Anian Chan, John Matthew, and he has introduced me to Kairali way back in '89. In terms of my responsibility of standing here, giving you the message for this 2015 Christmas as well as New Year's is of course of great responsibility. But these New Year's and Christmases comes and goes. And the question that I have this evening for you and me are very clear. Where we came from, where I have been in the past, where am I today, and where am I going into the future. So it is a time for us to reflect the accomplishments as well as my goals and my responsibilities for the future. As many of you have seen in 2015, if you Google, you'll find out there have been approximately 60 plus terrorism activities across the globe, killing almost 40,000 of our fellow humans. There have been approximately 500,000 homicides in 2015. Yet, you and me are sitting in this hall, praising and worshipping as well as sharing the fellowship, safe and healthy, because God has given us a second chance in life. And therefore, for Christmas message, we must see three things. One is God's patience with us. The second thing is God's closeness to us. And third is God's tender love for each one of us. The message I often receive for Christmas is that we must not and we should not be afraid to face the challenges we come across in our lives. The health issues we come across, the other challenges such as financial issues, kids issues, job issues that we come across. And God is telling us that we are not alone in this world we are living in. But often we forget as to who we are and where we came from. We often forget the responsibilities of each of us, whether we are Christians or Muslims or Hindus living in this world, to respect one another, to love one another, be compassionate and be caring for each other. Often we believe that we are sitting on top of the world, yet in a split of a moment, our world can turn upside down. I will tell you a story of a lady I met recently. Her name is Vicky Brown. An amazing story that this lady believed as you and me does on a day-to-day basis that we are sitting on top of the world. Vicky Brown thought that she was sitting on top of the world as she being well recognized in the aerospace industry. Vicky Brown had her own private jet, flying from California to New York to Florida to Oklahoma to Ohio, making deals. She would close deals of $1 billion plus while she is on her own personal jet, flying from California to New York. She had the most perfect marriage that you and me will envy. She had a beautiful baby boy, the gem that she so preciously loved in her life. Her friends and her neighbors and her families were jealous of Vicky Brown and her accomplishments in this world. One morning, Vicky woke up and realized that her so loving family was falling apart. Her husband filed for divorce. And she thought that her life was falling apart. In the middle of all this crisis she was going through, she had some health issues and she went to see the doctor. The doctor gave her the bad news that she has the size of an orange of a mass in her chest. Vicky began the chemotherapy. The doctors gave up hope of Vicky ever surviving. In the middle of that, Vicky also got meningitis. With that added complication, the doctors now said, Vicky, you will not be able to survive and have another Christmas or New Year's in your life. As Vicky was laying on the hospital bed, she had a dream that she was on a 747 and she saw that plane was going down, crashing down. Everybody was in a panic mode. That is when God came to her and said, Vicky, I will help you and I want you to land this plane safely and take care of these people who are on this plane. And Vicky said, very fearfully, I never have flown a plane myself and I can't do this. The God said, I'm going to hold your hand and help you to walk step by step into the cockpit and help you by holding your hand to fly this plane to land safely. Vicky let God do that miracle and she actually landed the plane safely. The next morning, the doctor came and ran some tests on Vicky Brown and brought the wonderful news that the mass that was in her chest completely disappeared and Vicky was completely healthy. Vicky was not a believer and she thought she was sitting on the top of the world and she could accomplish anything without the help of God. But that day, Vicky realized that all the flight she has taken was in vain and she was actually wasting her life without doing the purpose of God in this world. That day, Vicky completely turned her life towards God and said, God, I'm going to dedicate my life to do your work. And today, this Christmas time, Vicky passed 20 years without cancer and she now doing public service, helping those who are in need, who are poor and who are hungry. My dear friends, if you believe you are sitting on top of the world and you have the wealth you need, you have the fame you need, and you are the envy of your neighbors and your friends and your families, you are very mistaken because your world can turn upside down just like Vicky's did in a second. I always emphasize the fact that the life we lead in this world is very challenging and the life we lead in this world is very crazy and it is not in our control. Therefore, we must cherish every second we have in our lives. Every moment that God has blessed us with, we must cherish and opportunities will not stand still. Therefore, we must use and make memories in our life. I will tell you one more story, then I'll start. A close friend of mine from Lakeland, Florida. He had two boys. One was 12 years old and one was 14 years old. A child woke up one morning and said, if my kids are 12 and 14 years old and I need to make memories with them. The day before, he took day off from work and they live about 11 miles from Disneyland. These kids never been to Disneyland. I've been to Disneyland 30 plus times. And these kids never seen Disneyland. Achan woke up one morning and said, I'm going to spend the time with them and take them to Disneyland. And the younger boy was Jam. And he knew the Bible back and forth. And he was playing keyboard. He said, on Sunday, and I need to go to the faith home. And I don't want to go. And I have a test on Monday. Achan said, son, I took the day off. We are going to Disneyland and make memories. Achan waited 12 and 14 years to make the memory in this kid's life. They left that morning in their caravan to Disneyland. They had an amazing day at Disneyland. However, on the way back at 4 o'clock on I-4, a 6-lane highway, Achan fell asleep in the van. The van not only left that left lane, it crossed the median, came all the way to the other side. An 18-wheeler came head on and hit that van. And you know the rest. They found the body of that 12-year-old about 2 miles away from that accident. And even today, when I come across Acha, he says, Acha, I waited 12 and 14 years to make the memories with my children. God has given me plenty of chances in my life, but I let those chances go and was waiting for the right moment for me to make that memory with my children. And today, he still be holding on to his older son who was 14 years old and thinking about the lost opportunities in his life. My dear friends, on this New Year's, we have entered into 2016. I want us to take a closer look at where have I been, where am I today, where am I going to be tomorrow. I want you to cherish the wife, the husband, the children that God has blessed you with. I want you to think about making memories because these moments will never last or come back. And when you die from this world, what is the legacy that you are leaving behind? That is most precious asset that you must worry about and work towards in this world we are living in. Children, I came from a small village known as Baltimore in Kerala at the age of 16. If God can get me to where I am today, managing 8 policies for the US government with approximately about $4 trillion, I can only imagine what God can do for these children who've been performing here. They are born and brought up here. It's just a matter of these children understanding that the opportunities are waiting for them there. It's just a matter of them grabbing and taking and working so hard. If you believe those opportunities come to you with an open platter, ain't going to happen. I want these children who've been performing here, I'm so proud of them for what they have done. But I want them to focus on their future. The future is here, and the future will stand still for you to grab and take it and become the best in life in whatever field you choose. Not everybody can go to Harvard or MIT or any of the Ivy Leagues. I didn't go to Harvard, I didn't go to MIT, I didn't go to an Ivy League. But as long as you trust in God, you believe in, as long as you work so hard in this world we are living in, as long as you are loving and you are compassionate and you are caring and you are loving and you respect one another, sky is the limit for you and me to become what God wants us to become. I know the mistakes I made in my life. But when I turn back towards God, I know that God will and has and been holding my hands to walk this journey in this world that we are continuing. I want to wish you an amazing new year. Let this 2016 be an amazing year for you and your families. An amazing year you can end and say, I have done the purpose of God in this world. I have been a good person in this world. I have been a caring person. I have been a compassionate person. I have been a loving person in this world. If you're having 3 meals a day, there is somebody out there who can afford to have 3 meals a day. You are blessed. If you have 2 legs and 2 hands, there is somebody out there who don't have 2 legs, neither 2 hands. You are blessed. If you can go this evening to a home that you can sleep in, there is somebody, not somebody, millions out there who can afford to have a home. They are homeless and they are sleeping in the streets. I was recently in Nairobi. I ran across a family of 14 and they were crying for a home. In that small village outside of Nairobi, I asked them, how much does it cost to build a home? You won't believe it. The father said, Father Alex, it cost us $360 to build a home on a land they own. The suits we wear cost $500. The iPhones we carry around cost $300. The gold chain and the shoes we wear cost $1,000. There are so many people out there who are crying for help. I want the 2016 to be a special year for Kairali of Baltimore, to make a difference in somebody's life. And if you have done that, you can proudly say to your children, I have done my job, and your purpose in this world is met. Don't change the entire world. Change one person you come across. Touch one person you come across, whether here or back in Kerala or back in India or anywhere across the world. My dear friends, hold on to what you have. Don't waste your life. Don't waste your time that God has given you. Cherish it. Make memories in your life and make a difference in somebody's life you come across. I want to wish you and your family and your children and your families back in India an amazing 2016. God bless you and God keep you safe and healthy for many, many years to come. So you will witness the God you believe in as an amazing God. I want to thank Rahman as well as the committee members for giving me an opportunity to come back to Baltimore and witness in front of you of my life as well as the life that I believe in. A God-fearing life, a loving and a compassion and caring life that you and me must lead in this world we are living. God bless you and wishing you again an amazing 2016. Thank you.